not be that what you think it is. And walking in purpose, it will cause you to reevaluate a lot of things in your life, a lot of people, a lot of things that you're doing. Your purpose wouldn't just be a regular 9 to 5. If that is what fulfills you, if that is what that makes you happy, then that's different. But for those out there, for those of you who say, you know what, I want to help other people, I want to be a blessing to someone else, I want to change lives, I want to impact lives, and I'm tired of punching a clock to someone else. I'm tired of making someone else's ideas manifest when I have ideas of my own, but I just don't know what to do. Well, this is what the same way that Paul fell to the ground is the same way that God will allow you to hit rock bottom, or he will shake your life up to where you feel like you're at rock bottom, and it's not. It's just for him to get your attention, for you to realize that he's the one who's the author of your purpose and your destiny. And I call those two twins that you were born with, that was birthed in your body, you can't get rid of, you can't wash off. That's purpose and that's destiny. So in the midst of that, just as Paul was knocked to the ground, and he asked God, what do I do? Because God got his attention, and God told him, arise and go to the city. Well, while he went to the city, of course, we know that he was blinded. So in that situation or that circumstance at that point is where you may think that you don't know which way to go. You don't know how to get there. You don't know what to do because you feel like you're blinded. That which seemed normal to you has been taken from you, or that which make you feel comfortable has been removed from you because you're no longer in that comfort zone of going to your job at Walmart, or going to your job at Burger King, or going to your job at the hospital, or going to your job at the school, or even relying on people who you thought would have your back, and then God suddenly removes all of that from you. Well, in the midst of that, he also puts you in a place where you can only rely on him, where you can only seek his face because you need an answer. And your answer is, what am I to do? Where do I go from here? How do I get to my purpose? How do I get to my destiny? And what else can I do? Because I want more from where I am in life. Well, what you would do, just as Paul did, he sent him to the city, and he got up and he went and did what God told him to do, which was go to the city. When he got to the city, for 3 days, he fasted and prayed. Well, while he was fasting and praying, there was another person that God was working on, and that was Ananias. He was working on Ananias and talked to Ananias. He actually went to him in a dream and told him, he said, paraphrasing, that there is something that I need you to do, because Ananias was a disciple. And by him being a disciple, you would think that he had a closer or better relationship to God than what Saul had. So in that, and God was talking to Ananias, he told him what he needed him to do. He basically told him, I need you to go to Saul, and I need you to lay hands on him, and I need you to heal him. Well, in the midst of that, Ananias begins to tell God, God, do you not know what this man has done? I've heard him have done so much evil to your people. I heard him have done so much evil to the people, to the Christians in Jerusalem. And the response that God gave him was, I have chosen him. And you say, well, why are you telling us about Saul? Because I hadn't persecuted anybody. I hadn't killed anybody. I hadn't done anything. Well, this is still you in your road of process and on your road to purpose and destiny. Well, while you're on your road of purpose and destiny, you feel like you're at your wit's bottom, or you feel like you're not in a place to where you can actually fulfill anything and impact anyone's life, or do anything to change someone's life, or better someone else, or even better yourself. There are people that God has assigned to your life to actually help you to get to your next level. The people that he's assigned to your life will not always be the people that pat you on your back, that not always be the people that will support you. These will be the people that actually said you would never make it, you would never be there, you would never get to that place, because they don't want you to go anywhere, because they heard so much bad about you. They heard you did so and so. They heard you were a liar. They heard you was a cursor. They heard you was in jail. They heard that you slept with someone. They heard all of these rumors about you, but they never saw it for themselves. So what God would do is God will allow them to have heard all of that negative about you. And even though they don't want to, God will cause them to propel you to your destiny and to your purpose. Just as he used Ananias, because Ananias didn't want to be used. He didn't want Saul to actually be used, but God had to tell him that I chose him. And when God selects you for some certain things in your life, there is no one that can stop you from getting to your purpose or to your destiny. He will use the very elect, the ones that tried to kill you, the ones that tried to destroy you, the ones that was determined to say that they was going to keep their foot on your neck. And God will use them, propel you, because they will be the ones that's in a higher position, a higher place, a higher level than you are. So don't be discouraged in reference to where you are right now. You are on your road of purpose, on your road to purpose and destiny. Because just as Saul was, he thought that he was going to do his own thing. He thought that he was doing the will of God, but he wasn't. And so while he was on the road and he was almost at Damascus, he thought that he was almost there. God stopped him before he got there, because there was something greater that God needed him to do, and he needed to use him because he was someone that everyone thought that he could not be used. So in you, and you on your road of purpose and on your road to destiny, you have to know that do not listen to the naysayers. Do not listen to the rumors about you. Do not listen to the things of I can't and I cannot and I don't know how and I don't know how it's going to accomplish and I need people to help me and I need this and I need that. Because sometimes God will allow you to get in a stance to where it's just you and him, and for him to birth out of you what needs to come forth. So you can be like Saul and blinded, and in your prayer and fasting and trusting and listening to the voice of God, because God would then set those very same people up who said, I'm going to stop you, I'm going to block you, I'm going to make sure you do not get to that place. And he will use those same people to push you, to promote you, to propel you to your next level, to your destiny. And in all of that, you have to know that without a shadow of a doubt, that you are who God chose you to be. Your mistakes don't make you. They just built you for such a time as now. They didn't break you. They didn't stop you. They just cultivated you to know more about who you are and whose you are. They help you shape you. They help shape you to understand that you can't do this unless it's by God's grace and his mercy. That you have not accomplished anything that you've accomplished thus far without the grace of God. So in all of that, on your road to your purpose and on your road to your destiny, you have to even cancel the very thoughts, the very negative thoughts in your own mind about yourself, and trust and believe that if God gave you a dream or gave you a vision or gave you a business idea, gave you a career idea, gave you hopes for yourself and made you pictures in your mind and gave you ideas, you have to trust and believe that those things will come to pass and he will manifest it through you. You just have to go through those steps. And the steps that you have to go through, they may not feel good and they may not be what you like or what you expected. Even that through those steps, you may fall to the bottom, but you get back up and keep pressing forward and keep pushing and keep trusting, keep knowing that out of everything that you've gone through, it is to shape you, to make you, to build you, to get you to your final destination, which is your purpose and your destiny. Because I truly believe that everyone has a purpose and a destiny. These are two twins that everyone have. Just like you have a left hand and a right hand, you have a purpose and a destiny to fulfill. Now, the way that you get to that purpose and that destiny is by tapping into who God is, by tapping into that other voice, not just yours or the negativity around you. You have to get to a place to where you know who God is, what God is saying about you, what is he telling you to do with your life, who is he telling you to deal with, who is he putting around your circle to push you to purpose and to destiny. How is he catapulting you? How is he shaping you? How is he building you? How is he changing you? And if you have all of that, if you have these questions in front of you as to how to get it, then the only way that you can get it, to get that help or that basis, is find you a church home that will help you understand who God is. Because there's 66 books. And in those 66 books, it will tell you how to get to your purpose and your place and your destiny, how to understand who you are, how to understand who God is and what his thoughts are about you and what his plan is for you. Because if you don't know his word, then you don't know his will for you. And in order for you to know any of that, you have to always stay in his word, be in prayer, go to church, and talk to your man or your woman of God that's over your life, and then begin to walk it out. And although things may come against you, there may be attacks or there may be criticism and skeptics, use those negative things to help push you. Use that, whatever people say that you cannot do, push you to accomplish that which you can do. Use that for that to make you know that if they're telling me I can't write a book, then I must be able to write a book. If they're telling me I can't open a business, then I must be able to open my business. If they're telling you that you cannot have a franchise, or that you cannot be a homeowner, or you cannot do any of the things that you desire to do, then guess what? That means that you are more than able and more than capable. And all you have to do is tap into that source of God that's in you, or to that inner strength, or the knowledge of knowing that if God said that you can do it, you're able to do it. It can be accomplished. You can accomplish it. So you have to always know that at the end of the day, at the beginning of the day, that no one else can stop you. No one else can stop you. No one else can make you think that you're nothing than who God called you to be. It's either do you believe them, or do you believe what God is saying about you. Also remember, you can call in at 347-850-8557. Press 1 for any questions and comments. And if you have any questions for me in reference to what I'm saying, in reference to your purpose and your destiny, please feel free to call in. And once again, the number is 347-850-8557. And we're going to a commercial at this time. Okay, now we're back to the Purposeful Pain Show. Again, if you have any questions or comments, you can call in at 347-850-8557. We were actually talking about you on your road to purpose and on your road to destiny, and how there are different segments or different issues and different things that you may encounter on your road to purpose and destiny. You may get knocked down. You may get knocked down a few times, or maybe feeling like that you don't understand, that you may be at a standstill and not understand where do you go from here. You may have lost your job. You may have lost a home. You may have lost your loved one in reference to that person that you thought that would always be there for you, to push you, to drive you, or to make you feel like you can achieve or you can accomplish. But you have to know that even regardless of what area you are in your life, that sometimes God allows things to happen to build you up and to make you better, and to make you understand that the purpose in your life is far much greater than the life that you were living. There are times where we may not understand how extravagant or how great our purpose and our destiny is, but you won't understand it until you realize how your circle begins to get smaller, how your job begins to get boring and you feel complacent, until you get more of a thrill from doing things that you don't get paid for, but you see that you're changing lives by the things that either you're saying or the things that you're doing. And you may not at this point be getting paid for it, but it gives you great joy versus going on to a job that does not give you joy. And I'm not saying to quit your job, but what I'm saying is sometimes you have to realize you're far much greater than a 9 to 5, or you far much greater than just doing an average job like an average person. Because when you're not average and you're above average, you can't be conformed, or you can't be placed into a box, because everything about you won't fit. So, and recently I was I had an opportunity to go and sit in a room with multimillionaires with eight different countries and different cultures and things of that nature. But the speaker began to speak and made a statement which was profound. And he was saying, as he was going through his process and going through his process for his purpose, he said he would talk to different people in reference to the things that he was doing. And he would get mad because they didn't understand what he was given in the process that he had to go through. And he said it wasn't until he spoke to someone that was in a higher level than him and told him and explained it to him that you can't get mad at them because they don't see what God put in you. He said the reason why you can't get mad at that is because they're average. And when you're not average and you begin to explain your dreams, your goals, your thoughts, and your visions to someone else who God didn't give it to, and then you get mad and say, well, why didn't they respond in a better way? They can't respond because God didn't give that vision, those dreams, those thoughts, that idea, that multi-millionaire idea. He didn't give it to them. So you can't get mad at them because they're not in that place to where God has actually given it to them. He only shared it to you. So in that, when God shares something to you, you have to do your first work, which is investigate and make sure that everything line up, or everything is the will of God. That's first and foremost. And go and speak to your man or your woman of God to be sure that this is what God is saying to you. And after that, then you begin to walk it out. Begin to do your steps in your process. Investigate or research on whether it's a business, or if it's a book, or if it's different ideas that you want, if it's a music career, or if it's an acting career, or if you just want to open up another level to your business, or anything that you desire that God gave you. Your job is to research and make sure that you get that portion done. And it may not be easy. And nothing that you ever want to really do is actually easy. It's not given to you. And there are times where everybody else may be out having fun, you'll be the one at home in front of the laptop working late hours and staying up late night because you have a goal and you have a gift and you have a business that you have to birth out. You have a purpose. You have twins that you have to birth out. And that's purpose and destiny. And in order for you to get to your purpose and destiny, you have to sacrifice some things in your life. That means you have to sacrifice some of your time. You have to sacrifice some finances. You have to sacrifice some relationships. You have to sacrifice some things because at the end of the day, he only gave that one thing and that one dream, that one goal, that one vision, and that was to you. And your job is to fulfill it. Your job is to make sure that you accomplish everything that God has given you. And although everything does not happen overnight, there will be a season and a timing for everything. And you will know when the season and the timing begins to happen because everything will line up. And you say, well, how do I know that? Well, recently, a few months ago, God told me to do something. And at first I was like, nope, I'm not doing that. You're not really talking to me because I was really in a conversation with my children. And I was talking to my children, but I could hear God telling me something as I was talking to them. My daughter begins to come back and say something to me that confirmed it. So I said, okay. I told them, I said, well, this is what I heard God tell me to do. And they said, well, Mom, I guess you got to do it. Well, I didn't act on it right then. I waited and I prayed and I prayed. And about 3 weeks later, I said, well, you know what? Let me stop operating in denial and in fear. And the denial was that God told me. The fear was that what if somebody tells me no? What if it doesn't work out the way that I thought it was going to work out? What if it doesn't work out the way that God showed me? What if people don't respond the way that I want them to respond? So once I got over myself and got out the way, I began to reach out to different people. The first person I reached out to told me that they would do it, but let me check my calendar. Let me be sure that I'm free to do it. Maybe about 2 weeks later, I got a message on my phone, and the person said, I can do it. I'm available. Lock me in. That blew me away because I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting to hear a no. So that morning, I talked to my daughter, and I said, Tanea, guess what? And she said, what? I said, this person, so-and-so, they said they can do it. And she said, well, Mommy, God already told you to do it. Why you put it down? And I told her, and sometimes we don't want to hear the truth. So I told her, I said, I don't want to hear that. And I started laughing because I didn't, because it was something in me was saying I didn't want to have to deal with the no's, or I didn't want to have to deal with someone telling me that they're not going to be able to do, or they're not going to be interested in helping or contributing to something that it was given to me. So I said, okay, well, let me step out after. So I said, okay, this person already agreed. So then I started thinking about the next person. And I said, well, you know what, let me go ahead and just put this out here for the next person. And if the next person tell me, yeah, then that means God must be wanting me to do this. Now, I've already heard him, and he's still in the midst of telling me to do it. He's still showing it to me, and I'm still like, okay, God, but you really don't mean me. You want someone else to do it. Well, the second person that I reached out to came back to me within a week or so and told me, yes, I'm available. I can do it. You let me know what you need to do. And I'm saying all of that is to say that on your road to purpose, you have to first get rid of your own self-fears, that you're going to hear some no's, or that no one is going to really have your back, or no one is going to support you. Because there are a group of people that God does have selected for you to support you. And it may not be the ones who you say, well, I've supported them, I stood behind them, I pushed them, I had their back, I helped them get to where they need to go, I supported them, I financially blessed them, I did this. Those may not even be the people that God has to selected for you. He has another group of people for you, and all you have to do is just step out, get out of yourself first, cancel your fears second, and then know that if God gave you that idea, if God gave that to you, then what he's going to do is actually he's going to cause it to be blessed. He's going to bless everything that you put your hands to do, as long as he's in the midst of it. He's going to allow it to come together and work itself out to where everything that he told you to do and everything that he showed you, it's going to work in your favor. Your job is to keep pushing, keep moving forward, keep striving, keep being determined to do what he gave you. Continue to work on that business idea. Continue to work on your books. Continue to work on music. Continue to work on your mentor program. Continue to work on schools. Continue to work on bettering yourself. Because at the end of the day, you have to be sure, and when all else is failed, that you're doing whatever is desired for you to do, or what you're determined to do, that's going to make your name, not even make your name great, that's going to say that, you know what, I fulfilled my purpose and my destiny at the end of the day. And if your goal is to help others, you don't have to be a big name person to help someone. If you see people on the side of the street, you can help them with food or with money, clothe someone, or just give someone an encouraging word. You can make a difference just by doing something outside of the normal, by being yourself. Whatever you do in closed corners and just doing it openly where other people can see it, then you can know that you're fulfilling your purpose. Sometimes it only takes one purpose to tell you, you know what, I really needed to hear that. I really needed to hear your words. I needed you to I needed that encouragement, or I needed you to tell me that I was beautiful, or tell me that what I was wearing was okay. Because sometimes that's all a person needs to hear. They need to know that they're not alone. So when you were on the road to purpose, even though you may be going through your own things, forget about yourself sometimes and look at somebody else and ask yourself, how can I help someone else? How can I better someone else's life? How can I impact someone else? How can I motivate someone else? How can I encourage someone else to break out of their box and to be better and to be greater and to strive for better and to strive for greatness? Again, you can call in at 347-850-8557. If you have any questions or comments, press the number 1. And again, this is the Purposeful Pain Show. My name is Latia Linton. I am an author of the book called Purposeful Pain. I am a businesswoman by trade. I'm now also working on several different things, but right now I'm working on my second book, which is called The Process to Purpose. And I'm thinking that there's a lot of people that needs to understand that your purpose isn't something that just is done overnight. This is your lifestyle. And when you are married to wanting to do something better and wanting to fulfill a purpose or a destiny and do different things, and you want other people to get outside of their normal and break outside of their box and break outside of their shells, you commit yourself to doing something which is far much greater than yourself. And it doesn't happen overnight, and it's not something that you can do from a 9 to 5 or something. You can say, well, I can do this for 1 hour and then I'm done. This is a day-to-day lifestyle where you go throughout your day and you can meet anyone and just tell them how, they're more than where they are. If you made a mistake, okay, oh well, it's okay. Forgive yourself for the mistakes that you made. Don't let no one keep holding the mistakes over your head, but push forward. And if there's people that walked out of your life, that means that they're not going to you to your next level. If there's people that's trying to put you in a box and your ideas are greater than the box that they're trying to put you in, then that means that you're bigger than where you are. If you're thinking that you can't do it, then more than likely you can do it. So break outside of your own fears of yourself, thinking that you can't do it and not doing it because you're crippling yourself. If you think that you cannot do it, take that same effort, that same thought process, and put forth in the effort of knowing that you can do it. I tell this to my children all the time. Whatever you desire to do, whatever you want to do, just go for it. Be like Nike and just do it. And the reason why I'm saying that is because you can never just fail on constantly pushing yourself and constantly striving to do better and constantly preparing for something that may not come overnight, may not come this month, may not come next month. But you rest assured that if you constantly continue to be persistent and working hard, it's going to come. That everything that you're working hard for will manifest and it will show. I was not ever in my life thinking that I should have wrote a book. And it just happened. Someone gave me the idea, and I ran with it. And I wrote the book. And it didn't process the way that I wanted to initially, but now it's getting corrected. But now God is opening up different doors for me in reference to this book. I've given it to several people, and the response that I've gotten blessed me more than saying that my book is a top seller, number one seller on the best seller book list, because it changed people's lives. When you have people telling you that they asked God for an answer and they needed something, and you gave them your book just to say, well, tell me how you feel about it, and they start breaking out in tears and said this is what they asked God for, that to me is more meaningful and more powerful, and it's more than me getting a check for $1 million, because that right there means that God gave me something that can help people. And so if I would desire to help people, I have to understand that I have to be selfless in order to help other people. You cannot be selfish in thinking that you can help someone else's life. It doesn't work that way. Sometimes you have to sacrifice yourself, your family, your finances, your own household, sacrifice everything about you to help someone else. And even if they never tell you that you helped them, or you impacted their life, or you changed their life, they may never tell you thank you. The next person or the next person or the next person may. And that will give you the gratitude, or let you know that you're not doing anything in vain. Again, this is the Purposeful Pain Show on the Kristle Shanell Show. You can call in at 347-850-8557. Press the number 1 for any questions. Thank you to the listeners and to our viewers. And thank you, Periscope, and everyone who's watching the show at this time. Thank you so much. I love everyone that's actually tuned in to this show. Thank you so much. I love you again. And again, give us a call in if you have any questions or comments, and press the number 1. Also, back to what I was saying in reference to being on the road to purpose. Never allow your doubt to cancel, your doubt or your fear to cancel that which you believe to know that is true. If you write it down and you read it and post it in the area of your house or in your car, and if you see it every day, you begin to recite it and see it and believe it, you'll know that there's something that you'll work towards doing. I don't care how busy my day is or how busy I get. Some time of the day, I'm going to work on writing on maybe a sentence for my next book. Or some part of the day, I work on reading a scripture that I hear throughout my head. And then I understand, okay, if I'm hearing this scripture, it's applying to me in some kind of way. Or some time of the day, I'm hearing something to where maybe I'll call my children and say, this is what I just heard. This is what we're getting ready to do. Or this is what you need to do. Or trust God for this, or trust God for that. And you say, well, maybe I don't have a relationship with God the way that you do. It's not, the relationship that you have isn't based off of someone else, or isn't based off of a longevity or thing. It isn't based off of saying, well, this is of what you want. It's just simply the same way when you first meet anybody, you begin to talk to them and have a mere conversation as to how my name is. Well, the thing with God is He already knows your name. He's just waiting for you to talk to Him and waiting for you to break down to Him what you desire, what you want Him to do, because He already knows, because He already knows what it is that you need, but He's just waiting for it to hear it from you. And in order for Him to hear it, you have to speak it out your mouth and talk to Him. You don't always have to get on your knees, and you don't have to be deep and saying, thus saith the Lord, and things of that nature. Just talk to Him in reference to, well, Lord, I just want to know what my purpose and what my destiny is. I just need you to speak to me and tell me, how do I fulfill the purpose that you have for my life? Because the purpose that you have for your life is totally completely to what God wants to do for you. Those are two different aspects in two different places, because you can think that, well, I'm just working at Walmart and I'm telling everybody thank you, welcome, and I may tell them a little about my little piece of my testimony, and God may be saying, but I want you to do much better than that. I want you to do much greater. I want you to do mentoring a program over teenagers, or I want you to work with young boys, or I want you to go someplace else and do something different. I want you to open up your own company. So in the midst of all of that, you have to be connected with God and have a connection with him through prayer, through your word, and through your man or woman of God at your church, because you're going to need someone to push you when you don't feel like pushing yourself. Because there's going to come time when you're walking down this road of purpose where you're going to feel like no one understands what you're going through. No one understands where you are. No one understands where you desire to go. And you feel like you're in it all by yourself. And the truth of the matter is you're not. There are people around you that are just waiting to hear you say, well, can you help me? They're just waiting for you to say, give me some encouraging words, or tell me what I need to do next, or show me how I need to go this place, or what do I need to do, because I'm not sure of what to do. All I know is I have this idea, and everything starts from an idea. And the question is, who gave you the idea? If God gave you an idea, then he's going to give you the provision. He's going to give you the know-how, the gall, the energy, the strength to go after everything. You just have to go through the process through your road to your purpose and your destiny. You have to know that it's not going to be an overnight success. It's not going to happen within 5 minutes. It's not going to happen within 10 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, or maybe a month or 2 months. And you may have to go through a couple of years of feeling like this isn't working for you. But it's actually, if you continue to work it out, if you continue to walk it out, if you continue to persevere, if you continue to push, I promise you, there God will set you up with people that will open up doors for you that no man can close, and close all doors that no man can open, that will blow your mind, that will shut the mouth of the naysayers, that will prove your doubters wrong. And then all you can do is say, nobody did this but God. And on the road of process into your destiny, you have to remember, do not, and I say this again, do not respond to the naysayers. Do not respond to the critics. Do not respond to the backbiters. Do not respond to the gossipers. Do not respond to the liars. Do not respond to the haters. Do not respond to anything that's not worth your time of response. Because the energy that you use going after that could be the energy that you use to push you to your next level in your business idea, or your next level into wherever God is taking you to. So you have to have a tunnel vision. And your tunnel vision have to be you have to be in a place where you're so determined that nothing can distract you, nothing can stop you, nothing can hinder you, nothing can make you fall off your horse of victory, nothing can make you stop going towards that finish line, nothing can make you stop entering or crossing over your winner circle. Nothing can stop you from that. Because if you allow anything to stop you or anything to hinder you, that puts you back further than where it could have, where you could have ended up at, or where you could have been. So stay focused and stay determined and stay persevering and trusting and knowing that it is working in your favor. You know, it may not look good, it may not feel good, it may not look like nothing is happening, but God is working it out on your behalf. All he's doing is making sure that you are in the right character, the right integrity, the right mindset. So when he opened that one major door for you, that you're ready to walk through it with no heartache, with no hurt, no pain, no frustration, no anger towards anybody. So he wants to make sure that when I get you to this door of your destiny and your purpose, that nothing is going to stop you from walking through that door, that nothing is going to hinder you from walking through that door. And so when you get there, you have to know that every person who said that you weren't going to make it, every person who was determined to get you to stop you from getting there, they're going to be right there at that door and say, I know you could have, and I wish you could have. You don't respond to them saying that you were the same person who said that I couldn't. You just said thank you. Embrace them in love, and you keep moving forward. Because again, when God moves you and begins to shift you in different things and different aspects of your life and have you on this road called purpose, you have to know that there's some things that's not even worth your time of getting mad or angry at it anymore. Because it's not even worth that time, because that time that you get mad or you get angry or you allow your mind to think about the things of what they did to you and the hurt and the pain, what happens is that pushes you backwards. And then you have to fight through all of that again to get you back to the place where you were when you could have been focused, or you could have stayed determined and you could have gone higher. So stay focused and stay determined, and get your notebook and your pencil and your pen and your pad and have it with you at all times, because if you're a songwriter, God will give you a song through anything, through some words or conversation. If you're a person who's writing a book, he'll hit you with some things that you can write about, give you different topics and different subjects, and give you different ideas. Or if you're writing a play, he'll always hit you with different things at different times. So you always have to be ready at all times to know that God is going to speak through you or to you in reference to whatever aspect of your life that he has for you. Also, words of encouragement, I would say, we're now in a season, we're ending one year, crossing into our new year, our next year, the 2017 year. So in your year, stronger than you started this year. Stay focused, stay determined, be determined to whatever you put down, whatever you said that you were not going to be able to do, whatever you thought that you wasn't going to be able to accomplish in your year of completing that. Complete it. If it's a little steps, if you have to take 5 steps to complete it, complete at least 2 of those 3 steps. So when 2017 come in, you can say, you know what, I've already completed this. I can work on this part, or I can continue to do these things. Do more than what you started off, or whatever you put down, pick it back up. Don't end this year thinking that I will not, or I can't complete anything. Also, stay tuned for our next show, Purposeful Pain Show, on the Kristle Shanell Show Network. Please share the broadcast to anyone. Share it on Facebook. Share it on Periscope. Share all of our connections with anybody, your friends, your family members. Even share it with your enemies. Share with anybody that you know could actually be, who needs some type of encouraging words, some type of motivation, something in their lives that would change their mindset, that would change them so that they can be determined to push forward to their purpose. Pick up your bed, pick up your place of discernment, pick up your place of discouragement, and be encouraged. Forget about that which happened in the past, and know that you're more than able to complete everything that God has already given you. Stop thinking that you're not capable. Stop thinking that you don't have enough. Stop thinking that you're not smart enough. Stop thinking that you're not strong enough, because you're more than that, and you can do everything that God has called you to do. And all you need to do is just tap into your purpose and tap into your destiny and push forward. Again, if you have any questions or comments, call the Kristle Shanell Show, the Purposeful Pain Show, at 347-850-8557. Press 1 for questions and comments, and thank you for listening. Thank you, viewers on Periscope. Thank you for Facebook. Also, just share the broadcast to anyone and to all your friends. You can also contact me on social media by Latia Linton. I am in the process of building a website, so that will be our beginning of the year. I'm on Instagram under Latia Linton, Daughters of Zion, Blessed Beauty. You can reach me on that. You can, again, the best way to contact me is Facebook. Inbox me if you have any questions. If you have any questions with me in reference to my book, in reference to purpose, or anything that I said on the air tonight or previously, or if you just want to, contact me, you can reach me again on Facebook. You can reach me on Facebook. I'm not on Instagram as much, but I do have my daughter that goes on there. But if you really want to have questions from me, you can just contact me, inbox me on Facebook. And again, thank you for calling. Thank you for tuning in to the Purposeful Pain Show.
Thank you so much, you guys, for tuning in to the Kristle Shanell Show Network. Just want to say, good job, Latia Linton. You guys, I'm sitting here in the studio with her, and I really didn't want to come on because I've been struggling with my voice for about 3 weeks. If not, I think it's been about 3 weeks. But I'm trying to, just take cough drop after cough drop so that I don't cough in the background. So you guys excuse my voice. I am not going to be on long. I am excited to have you on board, Latia, my sister, and having you start your own show, the Purposeful Pain Show. I can tell she was a little nervous tonight, you guys, but she's warming up. She's warming up, but she's a very, very powerful woman of God. So definitely stay tuned. You know, next time she's going to be a little bit more relaxed, and then after that she's going to be relaxed even a little bit more. But this is her first, well, your second time or whatever on the air with me. But just prepare yourself. God is doing some wonderful things, and I am just thrilled and just overjoyed to have her on board and preparing ourselves for 2017.
Yes.
I mean, we're going into 2017. We ain't playing the radio,
yes.
okay?
Yes.
We're going into 2017 full force. The enemy was definitely trying his best this year to come into our lives and just, you know, have chaos going on, but the devil is a liar.
Yes.
I always like to tell people that the devil is a liar and he will not win in this season. However, just want to say thank you so much, you guys, for tuning in to the Purposeful Pain Show on the Kristle Shanell Show Network. Thank you so much, Periscope. I don't really use the Facebook Live thing. To me, it's just like the screen just be jumping too much for me. I'm just like, give me my Periscope, you know, so I can just have a clear shot of the show and go from there. But thank you guys. Just want to say to all the people, I did see you guys inviting your friends and different people tuning in. So thank you so much for tuning in on this afternoon, this evening with us. I saw there was plenty of people on the line that called in on this evening. And a lot of times, Latia, you'll have people that call in to the show, but people just want to listen. Okay. A lot of times people don't want to just come on the air and talk. They just want to listen to the show. Okay. So that's you know, good to know, and definitely just excited about those people that were definitely tuned in with us on tonight. We will not take up any more of your time. Again, thank you so much for tuning in to the Kristle Shanell Show Network with Latia Linton with her new show, The Purposeful Pain Show. Also, you guys, just one quick announcement, actually. Coming this Saturday, Heavenly Hands Catering presents A Night Under the Stars. And we're going to have intimate dining. It's going to be from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. If you are interested in participating or coming to that particular event, please call myself, Kristle Shanell, at 770-715-7949 and RSVP with me. Again, that number is 770-715-7949. The event is actually $10 per person. We are preparing for great things in 2017. We're actually preparing for a gospel cooking show. So, you know, we're just kind of kicking off things very lightly and going to go full force in 2017, which is about, 2 more weeks?
Right.
Okay, so definitely would love for you to be at the event on this coming Saturday. Again, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for tuning in. You guys, we will definitely be back on the air soon. Probably won't be back until actually January sometime, to be honest with you. We do have the holidays and stuff like that that's coming up, and I do believe in you know, us spending time with our families and definitely getting that time in. You know, we have a lot of people that's going to be traveling and things of that nature. Just want to say, you know, definitely be careful, have a safe trip, you know, to and from, and we will see you back on the air again in 2017. We're going to close the show out with this song called Happy, and this is by my dear friend Robert Hawkins. Hope you enjoy.